Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, back with the Arumba, continuing our EU4 campaign, and hopefully we're going to extort everything we possibly can out of Leinster. I don't even understand why we have to make peace with them. Didn't we siege their capital and kill all their fleets?
Yes.
So who are we
have
making
now
peace with?
both of them.
Oh, hold on, our navy is under attack.
Yep, it's just one ship.
Okay.
We forced their navy out when we finished the siege of Tyrone.
Okay.
So let's wait until that battle's done, and then we're gonna do our peace deal. See if we capture that transport. It's transport on transport action.
We have a pop-up, event.
Okay.
The Doctrine of Particular Judgment. Okay, so we have to either denounce this guy as a heretic, in which case Catholicism gains 1% reform desire, and we gain 2 palpable influence, or say there's nothing we can do, and we lose 1% reform desire, and we gain 5 unrest in Ayrshire.
Okay. So this is a good time, I think, to talk about this whole reform desire mechanic. So go ahead and press F10, if you would. It'll take you to the religion screen.
Mm-hmm.
We're a proper Catholic state, and on this religion tab, we can see, depending on which country you're playing on, it's going to show you all of the information relative to that religion. So in our case, it says Catholic. We've got a little Catholic cross. We can see the effects of the religion. Tolerance of the true faith is +1. True faith tolerance is provinces that follow your exact religion will have -1 unrest per tolerance of the true faith.
Okay.
So because we have +1 tolerance of the true faith, as a Catholic, our total tolerance is listed as 5 for the true faith. You see where it says 5,
Yep.
-2, -2. So our tolerance of the true faith is +5. Provinces that believe in Catholic are going to have -5 unrest based on our tolerance. Provinces that are heresies are going to be at -2. So heresies in this case would be like Orthodox, Protestant, Reformed, Coptic, anyone that's not our religion, but they're our religious group.
Okay.
And then finally, you've got the heathens are going to be at -2 as well. And if you want to see which nations fall under these categories, hover over the little Sunni indicator.
Don't know what that is.
It's the little star with the
Got
crescent.
it. Yep.
It'll tell you tolerance of heathen beliefs: Sunni, Shia, Ibadi. It's listing all of the religions that are considered to be heathen beliefs.
Okay.
Same thing for the heretical ones. We've got Orthodox and Coptic, but there's going to be more. There's going to be Protestant, Reformed in a little while. And then, of course, hovering over Catholic isn't going to show anything because that's actually always your religion. So a little bit further down, you see where it says below no active cardinals. There's this little number, 9%.
Yeah, I got it. The reform desire.
This is how much reform is desired in the church. If it goes too high, we may see large-scale heresies forcing reformation upon the church. This level is common throughout the entire Catholic world, and actions by any Catholic monarch may increase it. So the key number here is 100%. When reform desire gets close to 100% is when Protestantism is going to start occurring in the world. We're going to see wide-scale heresies spread throughout the Catholic world. And then the next number is 200% reform desire. That's when reformed will start to spawn. So the decision you're about to take is directly impacting the speed at which the Reformation begins. That's what you are deciding.
So this number represents an increase per time period or a total existing measure of it right now?
9% is the current reform desire, which means that over the entirety of all Catholic nations, every nation that's had events that affect reform desire all sum up to 9%.
Okay.
So if you click this button right now and it was what, +1% or 2% reform desire? It's going to go to 10%. And again, if every nation is choosing these heinous activities, then reform desire is going to go up.
Okay.
So
I
again,
don't really want to gain unrest, particularly.
Well, let's go look at it though. It was the province of Ayrshire.
Yeah.
Click on that province, and then hover over the where it says unrest in the bottom left corner, below base tax.
What screen do I need to be in for this?
You click on the province of Ayrshire.
Yeah, I did that, but it's currently when I did that, it defaulted to the diplomacy screen.
Okay, click off of get whatever interface open you have, whatever interface that's currently open closed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just looking at the map. Then click on Ayrshire. You should see the province dialog.
Oh, the left click. I was right clicking. Got it now. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm looking for. You said unrest, but where is that again?
On the left side of it, there's like a little red and black flag indicator.
Yeah, got it. Unrest 0. Okay.
Yep. Hover over the number though.
-6.3. So we're negative unrest.
Yes, and the reason for that we just talked about was tolerance is -5 because it's a Catholic province.
Yeah.
So we have -5 from that. We have very high legitimacy with our current government, so we have -2 from that. We have +0.7 because we have some war exhaustion, because we've been at war for a little while. So the summation is negative 6.3. So if you took that event decision and raised the unrest in this province by 5, it's still going to be negative.
Okay, so we do that because there's no downside to doing that right now. Well, unless we're going to be getting a bunch of other unrest modifiers in this province.
Well, it depends, right? What was the decision again? It's negative 5 unrest, and what else does it do?
We lose 1% reform desire.
Okay, now you got to ask yourself, do you want the Reformation to fire sooner or later?
Well, I don't know what the Reformation does, so I have no way of making that a sensible decision.
The Reformation is when Protestantism begins to spread. Do we want to go Protestant as Scotland? And
yeah, well, often, no. I mean, I have no idea what that does for the stats of anything, though. Like, how do I make an informed decision about that?
I'll just tell you then. Generally speaking, if you're inside the HRE, the Holy Roman Empire, you don't really want the Reformation to begin because that causes all kinds of problems. Unless you are specifically one of the nations that wants to embrace Protestant as a new religion, then you want to do things that try to offset the Reformation, slow it down. In our case, we actually kind of want Protestant because it's going to be better for us. So why don't you just take the other option?
So we gain that palpable influence and we increase the Reformation desire because we have a hidden goal that I was just now made aware of trying to increase reform desire.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, there's advantages and disadvantages, right? It's so
well, maybe because I don't know what the hell the different religion does for us yet. So I mean, right now there were some benefits for us in terms of Catholicism, right? We get that minus unrest penalty. Like, okay,
we're gonna have those types of things being Protestant as well, or being Reformed as well. The decision that you have to make here, in this case, if you stay Catholic, you get the papal interactions. Okay, bottom right hand corner of the screen near the mini map was that papal influence dialogue. We now have 7.88 papal influence. We've got these buttons we can click for being Catholic. So these are nice. These are really useful. The mercantilism is great. The free stability is great. The extra money, the manpower, the yearly prestige, diplomatic reputation, all these things are awesome. There's also an advantage being Catholic in that when we start the colonial game, where we start colonizing other continents, if you are Catholic, you can get something called the Treaty of Tordesillas, which gives you a bonus to your ability to colonize because the Pope is sanctioning your colonization rights. So that's a cool thing too. But Protestant's more fun. Just, I don't know, it is. So whatever. It doesn't make any difference. We're getting too deep into the rabbit hole.
I was literally just about to stop you. I was going to let you just finish that thought because in case there might be information for people who are more advanced than I am at this, who are learning this but already have some more experience that might have been meaningful for them, but that was past the level of comprehension I have for the current events right now.
What I would recommend if you're a brand new player, stay Catholic your first time around. Second time around, go Protestant. We're just talking about it so that this information isn't glossed over completely, right? Because it's supposed to cover pretty much everything as a tutorial.
And if I click this pause button up in the top right, it unpauses, right?
Yes, this is how the game works. Yep. First off, though, we got to do our peace deal. So let's go and interact with our peasants that we're going to conquer now. A couple ways to do that. You can right-click on the province. You can go to the top right option, sue for peace.
Okay. I see.
Right-click on the little flag in the bottom of the screen where it says 100% war score.
Okay. I'll do each of those right now. Okay, so I've gone to Tyrone. Oh, why did it default to Tyrone? Don't we have to do Leinster too?
Yes, we do. I'm glad you mentioned that. So when you right-click on the war thing, the war score, it's going to default to the war leader, the person who you declared on. And it'll tell you at the very top of the summary, we negotiate on behalf of our entire alliance, and they are negotiating for their entire alliance. So if we do the peace deal with Tyrone first, then we
don't have to do it with Leinster.
Yeah, we skip the one with Leinster. But in this case, we talked about this between episodes. We're going to conquer Leinster. We want to take this land because we don't want Leinster to exist. We want their land.
Yeah.
And because we don't like the fact that they're allied with England. So we have a couple ways to do that. We could click on the map and select both of the provinces, Tyrone and Leinster, and negotiate directly with Tyrone and conquer both provinces at the same time. Can you click on Tyrone and click on Leinster? You'll see the same thing that I'm seeing right now.
I think I am. I have the Scottish conquest of Tyrone. It has Leinster and Tyrone listed beneath it. Is that not what you're seeing?
Yep. So you see like 5.2 gained prestige, 30 diplomatic cost, 19 aggressive expansion, 21% overextension.
Nope, don't see that at all. Okay. So let's start. So I'm gonna click directly on Leinster right now.
Yep.
And the sue for peace.
Not Leinster. We want to negotiate. Right-click the 100% little thing at the bottom.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Okay.
But I don't see the numbers the numbers you're saying were not numbers I was seeing on there. What I see right now is I see a sort by overextension, a war score, a sort by diplomatic power cost, and a sort by prestige.
Yep. So click on both those province names.
Oh, click. Okay, like shift click them.
Nope, just left click. One at a time. Both of them. So they turn green, right?
Yeah.
Now on the bottom left of the summary, you see.
I see. Okay, so when I have them selected, so this is okay. Got it.
Now
Okay.
we're actually coming to the peace table, and we're saying, I want these 2 provinces, and then it's going to say these are the results of the peace deal.
Okay.
So notice how we're paying 30 diplo points. This
Yep.
is where, because we declared the war against Tyrone, and we didn't co-belligerent Leinster, and we don't have a claim to the province, the CB we used is incorrect to demand provinces from Leinster.
Okay.
That means it's an unjustified demand. In the province list, Leinster and Tyrone, you see where it says 30, there's like a column for diplomatic power cost?
Yeah.
And you see the 30?
Yep.
And then there's a 0. If you hover where it says 30, it says not part of the war goal and will result in an extra cost of 30.
Okay.
That formula is 3 diplo points per development. That's why the base cost is 30.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Because we didn't co-belligerent him, he is going to cost us diplo power no matter what. We're going to piece him out first so that we can get more money. The reason for that is that if we piece the entire alliance out through Tyrone, the only thing we can demand from them is their money. So if you see there's like a little, right where above where it says suggested demands, there's like 110 ducats. Or sorry, it says 0 ducats by default. It says like 0 ducats.
Maybe peace out for value. Where I'm not seeing this at all. So show me where I'm looking for find
Directly
this.
left of where it says peace offer value, there's a negative and a plus sign. And then there's a 0 for money.
Yes.
So that's how much money you want to take from them as well.
Okay.
So if you hold the shift key and then left mouse button the plus, it'll take it to the maximum amount you can demand.
Okay.
We can get 110 gold if we piece out the entire alliance using Tyrone.
Okay.
Now there's nothing else that we can actually negotiate for because we're taking all of their land and all of their money.
Okay.
But if we were to negotiate with Leinster first,
You get 110
directly,
from him.
we get 121 from him plus his province.
So okay, sorry. Okay. Yep. No. So if I have Leinster selected and I shift click on that, it says I get 110 gold for Leinster selected. The green is selected, the blue is unselected, correct?
Yep. Now,
Okay.
most likely what you're doing right now is you're still negotiating with Tyrone. So, okay, top right of this whole interface, you see where there's the little flags?
Yeah, I am negotiating with Tyrone, even though I have them unselected in that list. So I need to back out of that entirely and click on Leinster directly.
What you had done is you had said, I don't want to take Tyrone as a province anymore. You were still
Ooh.
negotiating with Tyrone, but you're saying, okay, now I just want Leinster's land.
So if I
That's what
click on
happens
sue to
when you change.
peace, so if I right click on Leinster, then click on sue to peace, I can get a direct negotiation with them.
Yes.
That's what we want to do because that's what we want to look at the numbers here
Yep.
directly. Okay, so then if I
Yep.
shift click, I get 121. Got it.
Yep. The easier way to move between different people you want to negotiate with is now notice on the right side and the left side of this dialogue, there is like a little banner that shows different flags.
Yes.
We've got Tyrone and Leinster. And if you click on these, it'll change the peace target.
Gotcha.
So you can just say, okay, Tyrone is at the top. They are always the war leader. We're on the left side. We're Scotland. We're the war leader of our alliance. No one is on our side in this war. It's just us. So there's no one else listed. But you almost always want to separate piece the other participants in a war before you negotiate with the war leader themselves, because you can get more stuff out of the war that way.
So when we negotiate with Leinster on the combined screen of Tyrone and Leinster, it's costing us 30 diplo points.
Mm-hmm.
How come it doesn't cost us any? Oh, it does still when we're on Leinster directly. Okay, it just wasn't the.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't on the bottom left. Weird. Okay, so so now I'm negotiating with Leinster because I'm fiddling with these, and this will be part of the learning. So this is probably maybe something you were planning on explaining, but let me ask the question so I can just wrap my mind around it this way. So I now see a cost on the. So with the Leinster over here, with where it tells me the sort by diplomatic power cost, I can see that I'm negotiating directly with Leinster. It cost me 30 diplomatic power cost here, but when I look at the actual summary, the 30 doesn't show up there.
The reason for that is because you had told Tyrone, I want this province and this province.
Mm-hmm.
Then you went and you talked to Leinster and said, okay, now I want to talk to you. But you haven't told Leinster you want his land yet. You haven't selected Leinster. It saves the stats, like everything you've selected with every single target will be saved the next time you open it. But because we've never actually looked at the Leinster piece screen, we don't have that set. So you've got to choose it with him now too. And now it'll say 30 in the bottom left.
So how do I choose it with him?
Same way, you just click on the province either in the map itself or on the list of provinces that you can take.
I got it. Okay. Yep. I just gotta remember that.
Okay.
The green and blue look very similar to me visually, so the green is selected. Got it.
Yeah. Now this is where things like this are really interesting to me because I have not realized how complicated this interface could be to a new player. It's so intuitive to me these days.
Yeah, right.
But
3,000 hours will do that.
yeah, so okay, so look at the tabs. There's little buttons along the top where it says Seed Province.
Yeah.
And then there's annul treaties and revoke cores, return cores, cancel subjects, release nations, etc.
Yeah.
4 of them are grayed out because you can't actually do anything in those tabs right this second. Those options, you can't even select it because they're just not possible to do right now.
Okay.
Annul treaties we can't do because Leinster will no longer exist after the war. When you hover over those options, it's saying why you can't do that.
It doesn't actually. Annul treaties is not grayed out for me for Leinster.
Well, you
green.
can select it,
Yeah.
but then when you hover over like England and Tyrone, are those grayed out?
Okay, so this is not okay. This is yet another menu system that I can access when I click on this. Got it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Boy, am I excited by that news.
It's not as complicated as you think. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're going way into detail here because that's just kind of the way we're going, but it's actually pretty intuitive once you've done it once or twice.
Okay.
Okay. So if we didn't have Leinster selected as like a province we're going to take in the war, now instead we could say, hey Leinster, stop being friends with England.
Right.
Like we could just do that, but we don't want to do that. We want to take their clay.
Yeah.
And then finally, the treaties tab is where you can say, like, I want war reparations. You're going to pay me money for 10 years, or I want you to give me trade power, or I want to enforce my military access, that kind of stuff. And then one last thing before we actually do these peace deals, since we've spent like 20 minutes talking about this so far. Right now, you see there's 2 actual tabs to this entire interface. There's demand tribute and offer tribute.
Right.
Demand tribute is when you are winning the war. Offer tribute is when you are trying to surrender. Do not make the mistake of accidentally offering tribute to someone you are winning a war against, because they will accept. They will happily allow you to surrender to them.
Got it.
Anyway, long story short, what we're going to do is we're going to peace out Leinster directly for their land and their money.
Okay.
So I show a peace offer value of 67. Is that what you see?
Yes.
Okay. And the way that that's calculated, damn it, is it's based on the provincial development that you're trying to take. So the war score cost of Leinster is 36. It was increased because they're not a co-belligerent. If they were co-belligerent, it would just be the actual province value. And then the amount of money you're taking is going to also increase the war score. You can never take more than 100 peace offer value in a single peace deal.
Okay. And this peace offer value it's not a resource of ours. It's basically based on our war score?
Yes. And so if you look at it, we can see, notice at the top of this this peace interface, it says war score 100%.
Yep.
Because we occupy every province that they own, we automatically have 100% war score. And then because of that, we are allowed to take up to 100% pretty darn easily. If you hover over the green check mark in the bottom right corner, you'll see the reasons for acceptance. They're utterly defeated because we have them full occupied.
Okay.
Most wars against nations are not going to be full occupation. They're going to be, you occupy 20% of the land, they occupy none, and you've got 40, 50 war score.
I'm kind of excited about that because that's just not a thing that happens in Civ 5 or Civ 6 even for very often at all, these like partial wars. It tends to be kind of all or nothing style wars in those games where like I either wipe a player off the map or I keep warring him forever because there's no reason not to. So I'm kind of excited to see what this looks like piecemeal conquering England or something like that. It's going to be neat.
Yeah, well, like, for example, England's too large to even take in one war if you wanted to. Like, they're just way too big. You couldn't do it in one war. It'll take you 3 or 4 wars.
So were we able to demand this now? Send demand?
We're going to send. I just clicked it.
Okay.
Did you click it?
No, you clicked
it. If
it.
you want.
No, it's already grayed out. I can't click it.
It takes 1 day for them to respond, and then we get a pop-up. Glorious victory, Scottish conquest of Tyrone.
Mine says major victory. Does yours say glorious? Because that's a bullshit mod that I should have too.
No, it actually does say glorious victory at the top of my interface. That's weird that it's just as major.
Oh my god.
Scottish conquest of Tyrone. This interface is new. They just added it in the last patch. You can actually see casualties. So you can see that we lost 3,191 troops in our war.
Most of which to attrition, it looks like. Or at least half of that.
Yeah, about half. Just due to that siege.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Anyway, so it's useful. It's interesting. And then you see an actual herald from Leinster, even though they don't exist anymore, saying the peace deal terms. So Leinster has accepted our right. We've extended an invitation to them to come join us. Terms were full annexation. Leinster cedes Leinster to Scotland. Leinster pays us money. We gained inflation for taking the money. We paid 30 diplo points. We gained prestige. They lost prestige.
Okay. At some point, I'm going to want to know what inflation is, but I don't want that now.
Okay. We're going to unpause for 4 days so we get our other diplomat back.
Okay.
And we're going to handle the other peace deal, and then we're going to talk about how to process this new land.
All right. So I'm right-clicking on.
Yep.
Okay. I'm right-clicking on, or left-clicking on the actual war score down here, or No.
Right click on it to go to the peace screen.
Right click to the peace screen. Okay. And we're going to take all their money. We want to take the land. I have to select the land, which I've done now. It's gone green. I want to take all their money, and I'm shift clicking that to do that. So I assume that if I don't shift click, I have to do it one at a fucking time. This is just the max amount it'll let me do.
It's not one. It's just some other
5
number.
Okay, weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to know. Okay, peace offer value is 40, which is way less than 100. So they're gonna accept this. I can't think of anything else to demand from them.
Nope.
They're gonna disappear, so it doesn't matter what treaties, right?
Yep.
Okay, and oh, did I click? Okay, seed provinces is actually this default menu. That's what clicking the green one actually happened. That's why it's green, because that's the province I've selected for them to seed to me.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
So then I can hit send demand.
Yep.
Done.
Okay, and then 1 day later we'll get our response. So
Okay.
we'll unpause. And there's our peace deal.
All right. Again, a lot of fucking attrition. Okay.
Yeah. We're done. We've got new land. Woo!
Awesome.
Expansion ho. All right. And with that being said, it's going to be a good spot for us to take a break.
See you guys soon.
We'll see you in a little bit.